Hey everybody, and welcome back to Fresh Set. I'm Sabrina.
And I'm Kevin.
And it's an off week, but
Yeah.
off week of racing.
Wow.
But we're here.
It feels like the beginning of the year where
I know.
we had nothing going on. We had everything going on.
I know. But before we do still have an episode, we do have lots to talk about. But before we jump into all of that, just wanted to remind everybody to find us on social media and follow at Fresh Set Podcast, like, subscribe, turn on downloads, any of that really
All the
helps
links
us out.
below in the description.
Yeah, and on Spotify, YouTube, Amazon Music, Apple Podcast. Yes, same thing at Fresh Set Podcast, and you can find us there. So like, share, follow, subscribe, all the things.
All the things.
All the things. But jumping into a week.
Before we get into the week, let's start off on some good news, okay?
Okay.
Which you were unaware of because you were unaware that team principals still engaged in coitus. Congratulations to James Vowles and his wife, Rachel. I believe it was Rachel, who welcomed in a brand new baby. I'm not really, it didn't say in the post, so I'm not sure if it was a baby boy or a girl, but a brand new baby into their family 3-4 days ago. So congratulations to them.
Congratulations to them. And yes, they are
still
active.
do. At least in the last 10 months.
Right.
Yeah.
James Vowles.
Yeah.
we don't know about anybody else.
Which, I mean, you may have not seen the post, but he's wearing, even after the birth of his child, he's still wearing the exact same thing he wears every single day. A
Williams.
white button-up shirt. No, white button-up shirt and like khaki pants or something. He looks like he just came from the race. Like she just had it in the Williams paddock.
Yeah. He's just a regular dude just
put on a t-shirt. Like, you know,
it's a professional environment, okay? This is his legacy.
Sure.
This is his baby. Okay. So, anyways, well, there's the news of James Vowles and his family. But there's a week filled with news of rumors that are not really looking like rumors anymore.
I don't think there is one rumor.
No.
Anymore.
Yeah. So, I mean, the biggest piece is that is this what we're starting with? Yes.
I don't know what you're starting with.
That Christian Horner is no longer with Red Bull.
This is not a rumor. This was confirmed with immediate effect. Christian Horner is no longer the team principal or CEO of Red Bull Racing. At least the Red Bull Racing F1 group. It is been passed on to Laurent Mekies, who was the team principal. I don't know if he was the CEO, probably not, but the team principal of Visa. No, it's just Racing Bulls now. I keep changing their names.
I don't even know what it is.
He is now moving into Christian Horner's role as CEO and team principal. Which, I mean, we've mentioned it before. Like, you don't really hear a lot mentioned about Laurent Mekies.
No.
But he has a long-standing history, not just in racing, but in the FIA. He's had a lot of different roles and experience. So, I mean, good for him. Not so good for
Christian. Yeah, well, it's funny because we've said it before. You don't hear, he's kind of a quieter team principal. It is a mid to back field team. So you don't hear a lot of the drama going on with him.
Yeah.
But I will say, over the last, 4 races, they often have a team principal that is the one that they're talking to for the weekend. It has been him.
He has been on quite a bit.
Yeah. A few of these weekends. So was that a little bit of foreshadowing?
It's just funny because when you see the news or you see any meetings that have to do with anything with Racing Bulls, it's Horner, Marco, and Mekies.
Yeah.
And it's almost like they're telling him how it's going to be, and he's just going to go along with it. I could be wrong, but that just seems to be what it looks like.
Yeah. I mean, well, that's the future, or as of immediate and the next coming races. But I mean, Christian Horner had an incredible career with Red
Longest
Bull.
standing team
Yeah,
principal
yeah,
of any of them.
he's been with Red Bull pretty much since their inception as Red Bull.
2008, I
Yeah.
believe. They said
Yeah.
that it's been the first time that Kimi Antonelli has been a first day that Kimi Antonelli has been alive. That team Christian Horner was not the team principal of
Yeah.
Red Bull.
Of Red Bull. Yeah. I saw that.
It's the only Red Bull team
Just
principal that's been
shows
around.
you age.
How long it's been around?
Yeah. He's had 8 drivers championship. Is that
Yes.
my
Yep.
6
8 driver championships,
6
6 constructors.
constructors championships.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not like he didn't do anything.
No, he took a team that was just some obscure kind of team that really, I mean, Red Bull was bought out another team, but they were kind of a team that everybody counted out. I mean, it was Red
Yeah.
Bull in F1. It was
Yeah.
a brand that was taking over and nobody really took seriously. And they,
Yeah.
credit to Christian, but also the Matchevich, how do you say it? Whoever owns Red Bull. That team for really, it's not just a PR ploy. It's putting some backing, putting some passion into it, and creating a real racing team, a real racing culture. One of the biggest in F1 at the moment.
Yeah.
Even in terms of staff and just money that they put into it.
Yeah. I mean, it's iconic. I mean, Christian,
Yeah, you can call them iconic.
Yeah, I mean what they've done. They're a young team. They're 20 years old. Yes, they took over from, I think it was Jaguar. I don't remember who it was before them. I can't remember. But they took over. He's had 100 drivers. Like again, a lot of wins, a lot of championships, a lot of. I mean, Max has taken up 4 of those constructors, and we
Vettel
had
was
Sebastian was the other 4. So, I mean, you've got drivers that are going to go down in history, and really all of the drivers that they've had, everybody will know their names.
Yeah.
And I think they may not win all the time, but
I think you can credit Christian. I mean, do they have the pedigree of a Williams or a Ferrari or a McLaren?
Yeah.
No, but that's due to race wins and championships and just the history of the sport. But they're creating a pedigree.
Yeah.
And I think he is a big part of it. I think he's quite a big part of that.
Yeah. I mean, when you see him on Drive to Survive, when you see his interviews on and off the track, like he is funny. He way he can get under he can get under some people's skin, and they look like they have a good time. I think it is a loss for them. We don't really know why this has happened, but
so you had mentioned that before, and so there was the idea that just recently, and we talk about Red Bull, or specifically the Red Bull Racing Group. They're majority owned by 2 entities, 2 groups. One is a Thai company, family-owned company that has majority stake into the team, and the other is the actual Red Bull, the match of it. I can't remember how to say this friggin' name, but anyways, Minslav, sorry. Who are the Red, or sorry, Matichits, that's what it is. Family who are part of a group, whatever. Anyways, it seems that the Austrian group has wanted Christian Horner out for a bit, and we saw that earlier on, especially with the whole scandal bullshit that was going on. And that one of the reasons that why he wasn't let go is because he had such a strong backing from the Thai group, and their family and their backing, and also Honda and all that. It seems to be that the Thai group side of it has sold parts of their ownership back to another group who may have aligned with the Austrian group, and that is not the driving force, the tipping point to allow Christian or the Red Bull team to axe Christian Horner.
Right.
Those are I guess that would be a rumor, but that is the speculation of why now as opposed to beforehand. And so the Thai group had sold their shares off late June, I believe it was. So give it 2 to 3 weeks, and all they sold was a 2% stake, which gave back, which didn't give them controlling stake in
ownership.
Their group. So I think they had probably 51. Now they're at 49, and now it's just or whatever.
Yeah, but, whatever it was.
Yeah.
Whatever. Yeah, I mean, yes, Red Bull isn't where they have been, but for a 20-year career, well, I was going to say, do you make this decision this quickly? Is it purely because of staff? I mean, obviously, like you said, the Austrian side didn't love him to begin with, but so I want to know why. Is it worth the 20 years of history versus a year and a half of bad driving?
And I don't think so. And I don't think this is on I really don't think this is necessarily a car team decision. If you ask me, I think there is more going, and we'll talk about it later on, but I think there's more going on in the background of not necessarily Max, or maybe Max is not happy in this team. Maybe things aren't happening here. We know that he has, or there is an exit clause, or he could pay his way out, or whatever it is. As we know, contracts are basically toilet paper in F1, and you can do whatever the hell you want. But it seems to me that this is maybe a ploy to try to keep Max. Where yes. I think it's a lot closer. And before we even knew the news that we'll talk about and the rumors we'll talk about, before, as soon as Christian was gone, my thought was maybe Max is closer to leaving than we actually think.
Yeah.
And this might be.
So there was, I saw a couple of things, and it kind of ran through my head too. That the rumor behind this is it's either one of two things. Max is either already gone and it just hasn't been announced, or this is a way to keep Max. We know Jos Verstappen has been pissed. We know Max has been pissed. He's been the one holding the team together, and keeping them out of last place. But I've seen one of two things. It's either he's already left the team, and so Red Bull is like, okay, Max is gone. We were kind of holding on to you because Max was still here. He's now gone. You're gone too. Yeah. Or it's that there's been some sort of ultimatum within the team from Max's side that, Marco would love to keep Max. I think Red Bull in general just wants to keep him. So in an attempt to keep him, we've got to get rid of you. So I think when we see Max's news, which again is all rumors at this point, it might make a little bit more sense, whichever way it goes. I think we'll see.
We could look at this, and we both are at this point in this juncture, just because within the week we were looking at it as a very small lens. But when you look at it, when we step back, we have had quite a few, other than Checo, quite a few departures of their own choosing. We've had Jonathan Wheatley leave. We've had Adrian Newey leave. Besides that, we've had other strategists leave. And it's been quite a few people that have left on their own for whatever reason. We don't know their, I'm not going to say it's Christian, or I'm not going to say anything, but
the true meaning.
For whatever reason, there are key people making an exit on their, as far as we know, on their own. Yeah. So is it part more of a failing team? Maybe is that why Max wants to go too? Do they not see something? Do they see something for 2026 and beyond where it just doesn't work, or there's no faith in Ford coming in? Does the loss of Honda make that an easier decision to some than others? Was Christian part of that loss of Honda? Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, I think in the beginning of the whole scandal, which, I mean, we don't have to go back all into that, but I think, if I remember correctly, Honda wasn't so happy about the whole scandal that had come out last year, I guess.
Well, no, and it doesn't really align with the whole Japanese respect, culture,
Right.
business
Model.
life's model. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah. I mean, so to have something that like that where it draws a negative attention to your product, they don't
Yeah.
necessarily want to be associated with that. I mean,
Right.
unless you're a company in the States, most people don't. But it's not a Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez. But yeah, I mean, I think it'll be interesting. I see Red Bull miraculously turning it around and all of a sudden they're winning the constructors this year and Max wins the championship. I don't know. I don't think that's going to happen this year.
No.
Maybe, but I don't think this is like a driver where we see it. Principal changes aren't typically the way they are for like a driver swap. It's like we need you to do something better right now. Principal changes typically take a
What's your
couple of
vision
years.
for
Yeah.
which makes it even more strange as because 2026 everything's in a blender. We don't know
Yeah.
what it's going to be like,
Right.
and unless they can foreshadow what they have already in the pipeline because they're already
Yeah.
working on it. They have
Yeah.
2026 car is pretty much the way it's going to be. Tweaks here
Yeah.
and there. We've only got what are we at now? 6 months. 6 months
Yeah.
left until cars are on track.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we'll
So
see.
that's the Christian Horner situation, which I mean, I think we've seen a couple things we've seen Max post about it. We've seen a lot of people actually. Martin Brundle said he doesn't like it.
Yeah.
Obviously he knows him really well, but he says, and I think he did even say in his interview, Christian's not the easiest to deal with.
No.
But
he called him a pal.
Yeah, he said that's his bud. I mean, it's a 20-year relationship, and I'm sure even before that as well.
And
so.
looking at the actual statements that came out, I mean, the two statements that really bothered me were Max and Helmut Marko. Like, it just seemed so disingenuous, so normal, like so. What's the word I'm looking for?
Frigid?
Lacking. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, lacking heart, lacking actual any give a shit.
Yeah.
From two people that I don't really care. I don't think they actually really care to show that they give a shit. But
yeah,
it's more so telling to me that it seemed like a canned response. Like their PR people put out that response, and
here's what to be honest, I think of all the drivers, Max is probably the one that does not have his phone on it. Like someone else has his Instagram. So I don't think we were ever going to get any sort of
but a little input here, bud. Could you get off the sim
what would
for
you like
5 minutes and just between races, could you say something?
Yeah. Put the remote control down for a second. Not the baby, but the remote control. But yeah, I agree. I don't think I was expecting much from Helmut Marko. I'm surprised he even made anything, but
I knew he was going to. It seemed cold and warm at the same time. You know what I mean? Like it seemed like, oh, I'm looking fondly back. I know you don't look fondly back in the past.
No.
It's not happening.
No.
So it didn't seem like yourself.
No. And I mean, I would, if I was him, I'd kind of be a little worried too, because not that they were a package deal, but if this is a restructuring,
I would be less worried because if the reports with the groupings and control shares or share controls, excuse me, are to be believed, the Austrian group is a big fan, by all accounts, of Helmut Marko.
Oh,
so he probably, and it seems like he was trying to get Horner out for a while, which makes his post much more like a kick in the teeth.
Sinister.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, I guess there's going to be a ton more that unfolds. He is technically still on payroll, so he's not going to be writing a tell-all book right now.
Not
but
yet.
I'm sure eventually that will come
somewhere where
Yeah, but I'm sure we're going to be able to put some of these pieces together as the rest of the season unfolds. People are going to start making little comments. I think stuff's gonna slip up, and actions. I think, like I said, what happens with Max, whether it's for 26 or 27, I think that'll really tell people the direction of where this was.
Well, and we'll go into some tin hat, foil hat things with Christian. Well, let's get to the next piece of news.
Okay.
And then we can just fantasize about all the other everything, all these outcomes. Yeah. What could happen?
All right. So, next piece of news.
So the next piece of news is that Toto Wolff took a nice leisurely trip to Sardinia this week. His jet was apparently there. His yacht was apparently there. Whatever report says what. Who knows? It could have been one or the other or both.
Yeah.
Whatever. And coincidentally, Max's jet and yacht were both in Sardinia this week. And they happened to be there within the same 4-8 hour time period. Now, I will say, so these are all rumors. We know the flight paths. Everybody's checking Max's flight path. Everybody checked Toto's flight path. They know they were both there. We don't know what happened when they were there. All reports were that they met each other. There is
a picture, yeah.
But there are pictures at the airport. However, somebody's already debunked that. That picture of Toto coming off that jet was in Zandvoort in 2022. Yeah. So people really need to get a fucking life instead of just trying to make up all this bullshit. But anyways.
Yeah.
It stands to reason that two of the biggest names in F1, amidst all the controversy, do not show up on the same small island together. At the same time, not necessarily together, but at the same time.
When these are multimillionaires that can travel to any small island destination that they choose, that they happen to be there on the same Friday. The same Friday afternoon, carrying briefcases and not wheelie vacation carry-ons, and their babies.
I will give credence to the fact that the rumor is probably true that they had a meeting and they're talking, and what would it and we had reports, I think it was the day before Christian was gone, that Mercedes was given the green light to, because Max apparently has 100 million pound or euro, whatever, doesn't matter. More money than I'll ever see in my life. Exit clause on, or he's going to have to pay 100 million to get out of his contract. That's part of his exit clause. And that Mercedes was given the green light to not necessarily pay the exit clause, but I guess he would have to pay Max back that exit clause. I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah, something.
I don't care. Fucking rich bastards. But they were given that green light. And if that is to be believed, then it stands to reason that Toto's doing everything he can to meet Max.
Yeah. And I think all of this is very interesting too, because shortly before the British Grand Prix, which was our last Grand Prix, there was talk about, George had kind of come out and said, everything's being held up because of Max. But then it was like, oh no, they were waiting for Silverstone, and that's when it was George's home Grand Prix, so it'll be announced. And then Toto had come out and said, no, I'm happy with my driver pairing, and this is, what's going on, which is what he's supposed to say. Happy with your
driver pairing, sure.
And then
could you be happier?
Maybe. Right, and then it was all the talk that it would be George and Max, but it's not George and Max.
It's not.
If I'm Toto, it's not George and Max.
Because if it was George and Max, then George would already be signed.
Right.
George would already be signed. He would have locked that in, and he knows he's got a good chance. And then Kimi can go to Williams. Kimi can go to McLaren or any other Alpine, any other Mercedes manufacturer.
Yeah.
It's not George.
No.
And George is being held up because Max might sign.
Yeah. And I think the amount of money that Mercedes has put into growing Kimi, they had a whole documentary about just his signing, which we knew happened. And it was already covered in Drive to Survive.
Bullshit, yeah.
But even aside from all of that, Toto had been very vocal about going for the young talent and building up this driver within kind of what Red Bull did with Max.
And what they did with George.
Yeah. I mean, he wasn't as young as Kimi was, but yeah, I mean,
well, no, but he went to Williams first. Like they built up George. He came from the F2. They put him into a Williams. He was a Williams driver, like, basically like Ocon was, until they decided Ocon's shit, but and just got rid of him. But anyways, go on. Sorry.
So I really just don't see them putting all this money while George frees up more money for them by getting rid of or to get rid of Kimi is no weight off their shoulders at this point in terms of like contract. They're not gonna have to pay out millions of dollars or anything. But it makes more sense to me if they're looking for a win. Get rid of George. You've got Kimi in the other one, and he's learning behind a aggressively defensive driver, which maybe that's what they want to turn their team into. They want to become the new Red Bull.
And I don't think it, and I think they really do put a lot of value into what their garage feels like.
Yeah.
I think Red Bull thrives in a chaotic environment because they have for so long. They've had drivers against each other for so long. They've had they've had switches. They've made that their business model essentially.
Yeah.
Right. You have somebody where Mercedes, where they had Lewis that was taking the reins. Yet you had that year of conflict with Rosberg and Hamilton, which it just seemed to stress every single person out. Then thankfully Rosberg retires, so they don't have to deal with it again. And then they get the greatest teammate in the world. They get Bottas, who makes it a joy to come to work every day. Everybody kind of knows their place, and they work in that system. If you put George and Max together, one, Max is going to make more money than George. That's already going to stick with George, probably. And then second, when you have to ask for a switchback, whether it's for George or for Max, they're not going to do it. There's going to be conflict. There's going to be fighting in the garage. There's going to, there's going to be tension. And I don't think that that's the kind of environment they want to operate in. No. I don't think it's ever been that way.
No.
And so I just don't see that. I think they look at that and they think there's no way that this can happen.
No. I agree. I don't think they are in the business of having any sort of team conflict ever again.
The days of our lives.
Ever. Yeah. And it's funny, like you think of some of the drivers that Red Bull has had, like you said, like it's a scrappy team. They don't really care what's going on. Like, we're not going to publicly cuss each other out, but they kind of thrive in a little bit of that chaos. They have, and I mean,
well, when you're hopped up on Red Bull, I mean,
and I'm not saying this is why Albon wasn't successful there, but Albon's a nice guy. He's like, I mean, now we see his radios and he's found.
But I think there's a difference between being competitive and being, somebody who is comfortable in being a dick, basically.
Yeah.
And I think there's a lot of people in that Red Bull system who are comfortable being dicks.
Yeah.
And it just worked for them.
Yeah. And even if you go back to somebody like a Sebastian Vettel, now we look at him and he's the sweetest guy. He's the one he's saving the bees. He's saving the world. He was
a vicious.
He was a dick.
Vicious competitor.
Yeah, like you don't win 4 championships It'll
always go back to getting that penalty and switching the 1 and 2 place with Lewis Hamilton, who is like one of his greatest friends. But
you have Mark Webber, who is Oscar's manager now.
Oscar's manager, yep.
Ruthless. He didn't do well with being called a number 1 or a number 2, or the number 2. I guess he didn't do well with that. So it's a scrappy group, and I think Mercedes doesn't want to take that on internally, but they would like to have a scrappy driver.
Yes,
they'll deal with the scrappy driver.
I think having a clear number 1 works for them. Yeah. It doesn't matter how scrappy or not scrappy it is. A clear number 1 works for them, and then they can set that boundary. I don't think they want to be in the middle of the tantrum, if it were, when things don't go a driver's way.
Yeah. Can you imagine though that it is Max and George, and just their like pre-Grand Prix like activities that they would
Oh
have
no, like I can't. It'll happen weekend one where they're qualifying and somebody's asked to give the other one a tow, and it's not gonna happen.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm more so talking about like the games that they have to play and the social media. Like
Oh,
the
that
two of
no.
the two of them.
Who
Yeah.
were friends and
Yeah.
have played games just
Yeah.
in general.
Yeah.
But no, I
It
don't.
would be really awkward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we see that with Max and Toto. I mean, by all accounts, I think Max. I don't know if Max goes to Mercedes. It just seems to be happening.
Yeah.
Which tears me apart a little bit because I'm still gonna be a Max fan, but I can never cheer for. It's like the New York Yankees. I can't cheer for Mercedes. I can't. I'm just this stuck up bullshit team that everybody thinks is always the best. I can't do it. It's like Ferrari. But anyways, yeah.
On brand.
Well,
Yeah.
but anyways, yeah. No, I don't want him to leave the group. I think he's gone. I think he's gone this year.
Yeah, all roads are pointing towards that. I mean, in the beginning when it all came up, I was like, "There's no way he's gonna leave." And I was saying he's gonna go to Aston Martin, not because of the $1 billion contract. I think
because of
he
Newey
would
and
be
Honda.
he'd be following Newey and Honda. He likes a Honda and he likes Newey.
I mean, it
So
makes
that's
the most
where I was
sense.
going.
But
Yeah.
could you also see him as Lance Stroll's team? I could only see if Lance Stroll left Aston Martin and Alonso stayed for another year or 2 years.
Yeah, I can see that.
That's the only way I could see Aston Martin.
Yeah,
Everything else
I don't
makes
think.
sense.
Yeah, I don't see it any other way either. I think Lance had a couple of good races. Mainly the British Grand Prix. Yeah, mainly that one. But I think we really got to see him drive again, and maybe he's found a little bit of a love for it again, and so he's like, "Dad, I'm not ready." So he's gonna keep him one more year.
Nobody on Spotify can see my face, but
yeah. But yeah, I mean, I didn't see it. I didn't think Toto would be willing to, or ready to get rid of George. I think he likes the team, but like you said, could you be happier? Yeah, and I mean, we know that there was this handshake deal between Lewis and Toto that he would never talk to Max while Lewis was driving there. Gloves off.
Lewis is gone, yeah. And I mean, if you're looking for an upgrade from George, your options are so limited that really, Max willing to pay willing to pay $100 million for Max is your only option because you're not getting Piastri, you're not getting Lando, I mean, the only other driver that may work is Sainz if he's willing to sign there. Yeah. But if Max is available, you're taking Max.
Right. Yeah. I think it's a no-brainer for them. But again, these are just, we have confirmation of two people being in the same country at the same time, having a meeting.
I don't think you can have that many coincidences and not be something.
Yeah.
I mean, it's something.
Yeah, and I mean, I think the funny part of it, we know the yachts were reportedly there as well, but nothing about seeing like Susie Wolf there on vacation with their son, or
because they weren't on vacation, they were there for
right.
Excuse me.
But
did
we both have to bring the yachts and the planes just for?
Yeah, you could have made this look a lot better.
Right, yeah. The acting is not great from those two, but anyways.
So from all of that, now we move back to let's just assume now we've got this not this vacancy at Red Bull because we don't have if Max leaves, there's a vacancy. I don't care who goes in that driver's seat. I'm not gonna even think about it. If it's George, I'll be very upset. But I don't know if I could honestly cheer for a Red Bull with George in the seat.
Oh God, can you imagine?
Yeah. I would hope it would be like Carlos or Piastri comes over, even though the one who wanted to sign him is no longer there. But
Right.
Let's go back to Christian a little bit.
Okay.
So put on a little tinfoil hat here. I think now he said already that he's going to take some time. He's not going to leave the sport. He still loves it. There are options. I don't think they're viable. We got a lot of time, but I don't know if a deal gets done for 2026. But I've got 3 options for Christian at the moment.
Okay. Are you his new business partner?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm his
You're the
manager
accountant.
now. Yeah,
Okay.
I need that 10% cut. 6%.
Okay.
Take 6%. It's fine. I mean, there is Ferrari, which has been floated around there. Now, Fred Vasseur's contract is up at the end of this year. It doesn't seem like he has righted the ship from Binotto a little bit when it comes to strategy and cohesiveness, a little bit. Car improvements aren't there. But again, next year is completely up for grabs. I don't like that option because I like Fred. I think Fred should stay. I mean, yeah. I like Fred. I think everybody seems to like Fred. I think he's got a place in F1. I think he needs a little more time to really make a difference in that team, and I think he can. But it is an option for Christian. Okay. There's also the Alpine option because they don't have a team principal. Right at this moment, we had somebody leave. I forget what his name was. Well, besides Oliver, but there was somebody else that just left.
Yeah.
I don't remember. Whoever his name is. But basically, they got Fred. Briatore, who is an executive consultant or whatever the hell his job title is.
Interim principal.
Yeah,
it's a murky
he's got
title.
Nothing. He's got nothing. He just wears those fucking glasses and just says shit. But there is that option there at Alpine. Yeah. However, Alpine it's a Renault engine this year, but next year they're going to a Mercedes engine, and that would mean that Toto and Christian would have to play nice. Or Mercedes power unit, whatever.
Right.
So I think that's even less of an option than the Ferrari. There is the option. I don't know if it's an option.
This is very clearly your option.
There is a pathway. Let's put it that way. There is a pathway for Christian to put his bid in as the FIA president. Now, we heard last week that Tim Mayer, the ousted F1 steward, is put in his name. And Ben came out this week, said, he's just a steward. He's just a volunteer. He doesn't know the inner workings of the FIA, just like an extra stab at this guy.
Yeah.
But even though he says he's not concerned about him, he has to take him down a few pegs.
Right.
Christian has been in racing and motorsport and involved with the FIA for years. I think he could give Ben a little bit of a run for his money. Now, how many people respect him after all the scandal shit this year? I don't know. I'm not putting out there, but I think that is a viable to stay in motorsport in general. In F1, I don't know how many pathways there are for Christian, but in motorsport in general.
If you're voting, which we still didn't figure out who's involved in the vote of F1 president,
but I forgot to look it up. But
do you go with the? I mean, it's the W no and the W no between those two. Don't. No, but I guess that's the saying. But for those two, it's the W no and the W no.
Yeah.
Now, which one of the W no? Now, which one of those had with the drivers, with Ben speaking out against the drivers, what the drivers' decisions, and I would go Christian.
Taking what should be a democracy and making it less of?
Right. I mean, you have somebody that has been in the current F1 world on the opposite side, right? So Ben is on the FIA side of things. We have somebody, Christian, in the operations side, let's say.
Yeah.
That's my work there. We're on the operations side. But he knows the inner workings of what's working for the drivers, what's working for the teams. And then he's not associated with anybody. So now, but Then he's going to screw over McLaren.
100%.
Yeah, he's going to screw over
100%.
McLaren.
McLaren is going to have so many penalties that they can't
Yeah.
put two drivers on track for the majority of 2026 season.
Yeah, I mean, Christian is going to be FIA president and also volunteer steward every weekend.
Yeah.
Like, he's just going to be like, no,
Yeah.
10 seconds. 10 seconds. Plus a drive-through penalty. Yeah. Like, you're just going to be handing them out. So, I mean, I don't know. I think he does have a way there, but
I think it's not like, okay, this week aside, because he was just fired.
Yeah.
He also lost his ex-wife who died like 2 days before he got fired. So. Something like that. Died of breast cancer?
I don't
know. Eye cancer. That's what it was. It was cancer in the eye. Either way. Who, by all accounts, he was very still close with him. They share a daughter together. So it was a very sad week for him. So I'm sure it hasn't crossed his mind yet. He's got enough money where it doesn't have to cross his mind just yet.
Right.
But I think once the dust settles, you get through July probably, you get into the summer break, which is, it's his summer break now. But you get into like at that point in time, I think it is something he thinks about.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's something that they've all probably thought about. Current, do I step down and become an FIA president?
I would never. I don't think if I was a team principal of an F1 team principal and CEO of a team.
Fair.
There's no world where I
that's
say,
true.
You know what? I want to go deal with a bunch of babies.
Yeah, that's true. He's a CEO. So it's just him and Toto and Zach.
And Zach, yes.
Yeah, those three are also CEO. Principals
all
plus
the other
CEO.
teams, I believe there was like a CEO. There was also a team principal.
Yeah.
For the most part, I don't believe Fred Visser is.
No, he's not
principal.
A CEO.
No,
the CEO is
Could
Fiorio.
But yes, okay, well that whatever. But
I think that's his name.
You just made up.
An Italian name.
But yeah, I mean, I think it is an avenue that he considers when he's looking at. When he puts them all out in front of him, there's this team. Maybe I'm talking to somebody from another team who wants to get rid of their team principal. But I think there's also, now I don't know when you have to put your name in for a bid for FIA president, whatever.
Yeah.
But I think that is also something he considers.
I mean, hey, we've got Cadillac coming. We don't know if they have a principal lined up. And if it's Checo, do they have a principal?
I would think you would have a team principal already if you're going to race. You're going to be testing in January. True. I could be wrong.
Maybe Brian it's just not announced.
Brian will definitely tell us. He knows. He knows for sure. I know, 100%.
Who else is there? I mean, Audi's coming in. Maybe they want to switch up over. No, they have Binotto. Yeah, they don't want to switch.
He's already there in the garage.
Yeah. So.
Along with Kevin Magnussen, but.
Yeah, how weird was that? And then
he was there. He was having a good time.
Yeah.
Wait here. Hold on. Graham Loden, F1 Cadillac F1 boss Graham Loden.
Oh, so they have a team principal.
They do. Okay. Yes, they do. Yes.
Okay. Well, sorry, Christian, you don't have that job.
I mean,
listen, contracts.
Contracts are toilet paper.
Contracts, yeah. So, anything can happen there. What else do we have? Any other?
I have nothing.
Tinfoil?
I think no more tinfoil. I mean, I could make up a bunch of shit if I wanted to.
Make up all kinds.
I could make all kinds of stuff. But yeah.
Okay, so I have a quick question then.
Yeah.
In your mind, is Max gone?
Dark. Yes.
You think he's already gone?
I think he's already made the decision to go.
Okay.
Now, if this $100 million price tag is on there, and if there's a team that is willing to pay that for him, I think that's a no-brainer. I think he wants to go. So I think that's gone.
Or even a sponsor.
If he's got to pay for it, it makes it a little more difficult. Nobody wants to just lose $100 million when you just made $100 million in your last 2 years of contract.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
or even some kind of cost relief. But I think his mind is already definitely out the door.
Yeah.
It's just, yeah. I think if it's Mercedes, I think he's gone. I think it's gone. I mean, we've also heard the reports, and it's probably all. Well, I mean, if we've heard it, it's all over the paddock that the Mercedes power unit looks really good for next year.
Yeah.
And that engine. So why not get a leg up?
Yeah.
Right?
I think the Red Bull Max Verstappen era is done.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Well, you've heard it here first, so everybody, we're just gonna end it right here. That's it.
That's it.
Sabrina says
that's gonna be the the headline. Yeah. So, but next week there is still no race.
There is still no race, and then we go into 2 weeks, and then we're summer break.
Yeah, and then we have Belgium next, which is
Spa. Always a great one. One of my favorites.
Really good one. It's a fun race. And yeah, I mean, at least Christian got to do Red Bull, the last Red Bull ring.
Yeah, sure, bud.
I guess there's that.
Sure,
and he got to do the British Grand Prix. They were just like, since we're here,
such a consolation for him.
Yeah, they're like, since we're here, we're just gonna leave you here.
Yeah,
You're just not gonna come to Belgium with us next
Spa and Hungary, and then summer break, then right into Zandvoort.
Yeah, fun times. Yeah. But yeah, we will be back next week with another episode. More news, more updates, confirmation that Max has left. Maybe
confirmation, yes, yeah.
That Max has left, but and maybe some more details about. Just call him. Yeah. More details about the Christian Horner situation and whatever else comes up, because I'm sure there's going to be a bunch of stuff already. Silly season has officially begun, is all I can say. Yeah. And it's crazy. Not even silly. It's just crazy. But yeah, we will see you guys next week.
Yeah. Grab a fresh set.
Bye.